Alright guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Here we cover everything on the subject of fitness and lifestyle. If you're returning to the channel, thank you for all of your support. And if you haven't already, if these videos help you in any way, be sure to like and subscribe below. What it does is it helps YouTube push these videos out towards the top of the searches and can help other people as well. Alright, today is going to be something fairly simple, but it can be messed up very easily. And it is the building block of fitness, which is your diet and how to use scales to properly measure your food. So stay tuned and we're going to go over that and show you guys how simple it can be to stay consistent and measure your food properly. Let's go. Alright guys, first let's familiarize ourselves with the scale. So this is a digital scale, purchased it on Amazon. I can put the link in the description. This is the flat surface where you'll be putting the bowl and your food. On the back side we see that there's a compartment for the battery, and then you have your sensors on each corner. It's always important to make sure you use a flat surface when using this scale, as you don't want to press one of these sensors more than the other and give you an inaccurate measurement. So first we place our scale on a flat surface and we hold down this button, which it already did. It turns on, and right now we have a weight in pounds and ounces. On the right side you have your zero power button, which we used to turn on and then zero our scale, which we'll talk about in a second. And then on the left side you have your unit and hold button. So first we have pounds and ounces. In order to switch that, you just tap the left button. Now it's grams, again for you measuring weight. Press it again. Now we have fluid ounces. This is going to be common in juices, drinks, any type of liquid, egg whites, etc. Press it again. You have milliliters. Again, that's very common when measuring juice, milk, liquids as well. Press it one more time and we're back to pounds and ounces. Okay, so when using this scale, you're never going to just place your food right here on the flat surface of the scale. That wouldn't be very clean and it would make it hard to measure food. So what you're going to do is you will use a bowl or Tupperware or something as such. You're going to place it on your scale. Your scale is going to read the weight of the bowl, which right now is 11.9 ounces. You're going to press this button on the right side, which is your zero button, and that is going to zero the bowl out. So now we can add the contents of what we're trying to measure inside of the bowl and not on the flat part of the scale. Okay, so one problem we see a lot is, let's say your dietitian or your personal trainer sends you a diet. He calls for a serving of peanut butter. You grab your peanut butter. You come to the nutritional facts. Right here it says serving size 2 tablespoons. What do? We go to the kitchen. We grab a spoon. We scoop 2 scoops of peanut butter. Put it in our protein shake or whatever we're eating. And then we call it good. The problem with that is just me, myself, in my fridge, I have 2 different spoons. And as you can see, they're quite drastic, different in size. What can happen is you can underserve yourself, or typically what happens with most people is get a gaping spoonful of peanut butter, overserve yourself, and then your diet is now messed up. So in order to be consistent, what we do is we use the scale. So we grab our peanut butter. Right here on the serving size it says 2 tablespoons. We're not worried about that because we have a digital weight scale. What do? We read the number next to it, which is 34 grams. So what we do is we open up our peanut butter. We turn our scale on. Scale is pounds and ounces. We click it again. We're at grams now. We put our spoon on the scale. We zero out the spoon. Now our spoon is zeroed out. Grab our spoon. Scoop out a scoop of peanut butter. Put it on our spoon. As you can see right there, 31 grams. That is pretty close. We could try to get a little bit more in order to try to be a little bit on there. Put it back on there. 32 grams. I'm going to call that close enough. And there you go. You have your serving of peanut butter. All right. Just so you guys can see the difference, here's the smaller spoon that I showed you. We put the smaller spoon on our scale. Go ahead and zero it out. Grab our spoon. Take what we think is serving. Put it on there. As you can see, spoon looks pretty full, That's a pretty nice scoop of peanut butter, but when we weigh it, it is significantly less at 25 grams. So this is why it's important to use your scale, because there are variables and we want to try to be as consistent as possible. All right, in our next example, I'll show you how to measure a common bowl of sugary cereal. So we turn on our scale, it zeroes out. We take our bowl, place it on our scale, zero out our bowl. Now our bowl is at 0. All right, first we're gonna measure the cereal itself. We have a box of Reese's Puffs here. Serving size 1 cup, 39 grams. So we set our scale to grams, which it already is on. Start to pour our cereal. Shot it a little bit, grab some, take some out. Also, it's important when you're doing this to try to kind of learn how much food by eyeballing it and kind of guessing so that you can get better, so you eventually don't need to use your scale. As you can see, this is not how much most of you are putting in your bowls of cereal. So now we have 39 grams, which is a serving size. Now we're gonna zero out our scale. So now that takes the cereal and the bowl out of the equation. Now for our milk, we have some milk here. Serving size 1 cup, which is 240 milliliters. Change our unit of measurement to milliliters. Fluid ounces, milliliters. We were on 0. Scale is zeroed out. And we want to get to 240 milliliters. And 57. All right, even right there, you saw how fast and easy it is to overshoot. This is probably not the bowl of cereal that you're serving yourself, right? And so that shows you how easy it is to go over the serving size, which is why measuring your food is so much more consistent. Okay, so typically weighing your food raw is the most accurate, because when you cook any food, it either absorbs water or water evaporates. For example, 100 grams of uncooked chicken will weigh less than 100 grams once it's cooked. The weight change will depend on the cooking method and the time you cook the chicken. For example, chicken that is cooked to perfection will weigh more than overcooked chicken because it's still holding some of the moisture, okay? Other examples of food that will change weight, ground chuck. The USDA and all of these nutritional facts are gonna be the amount before you cook it. So for example, here, serving size of this ground chuck is 4 ounces, 112 grams. When I take that 4 ounce serving of ground chuck and cook it, the weight is gonna change after, okay? Depending on how I cook it, the method, and how much water evaporates. Same with dry. So here we have some old-fashioned oats. Serving size is a half a cup dry, that's 40 grams. Once I take that 40 grams, I add the amount of water it takes to cook it. That is gonna change the measurement as well. So that can get a little bit confusing when tracking micros and weighing food. But here is a secret and a tip that I use, because it was very confusing for me getting with my coach and trying to weigh my food and find the proper portions. So you can download an app called MyFitnessTracking and MyFitnessTrackingPal, and that will actually give you your serving sizes of your different meals and your different foods cooked. So you can go in there, let's say you have cooked ground chuck. You can click the tab, ground chuck, and then measure out, and it'll tell you exactly how much that will weigh cooked, and that'll help you reach your macros better. So exactly what I'm gonna do is show you an example. I have a cooked meal here of some rice, broccoli, and salmon that was baked, and I'm gonna show you how to use the digital scale and then use that MyFitnessTracker app and then weigh it out that way. So you can be consistent and still get the right amount, because like I said, the weight will change as you cook it, and that can get very confusing. So let me show you how to do that. Now let's go through and show you what a typical meal will look like and how to use the scale more effectively to weigh your food. So first we'll turn it on. Being negative, let's zero it out now. The bowl weighs 3 ounces. We'll zero out the bowl. So I know from experience that typically a cooked piece of salmon, a serving size is about 3.5 ounces. So that'd be 3.5 ounces. So I've already done this to save us some time. So here I have a serving. I will drop it in here. That is, as you can see, 3.5 ounces of salmon. And then now I'll go to my next thing, which will be rice. Okay, so next we're gonna add our rice, which typically is measured in grams. So right now we're in ounces. We're gonna switch it to grams. as you can see right now I have 102 grams. I need to zero this out, so I press the 0 button. Now I'm at 0, and so I know from experience as well that cooked rice of 1 cup, which is usually a serving, generally weighs about 195 to 200 grams. So I zeroed it out, I'm on grams, and I'll start to scoop my rice in there until I get to about 195 to 200 grams. $187, pretty close right there. And that's pretty good right there, in between 195 and 200. So now we have our rice measured. All right, and so to add our last portion of our meal, which is gonna be steamed broccoli, we know that 1 cup of cooked is gonna weigh about 91 grams. I've already zeroed my scale and I'm reading grams, so I'm gonna start to add the broccoli until I get to 91 grams. The first piece was about 32 grams. 80 grams. 87 grams, and maybe a small little piece. And there's 90 grams. So now we have our completely weighed and cooked meal, and we know how much nutrition is going to be into it. We used the MyFitnessPal tracking app, and then it told us exactly how much macros are going to be in it, and now we have our entire meal weighed. We just throw this in the microwave, and then we are good to go. Okay, so I know this stuff seems a little bit confusing. It's a little bit intimidating, and that kind of turns people off from being consistent and trying to stick to those goals and doing the proper things. Like I said, those apps out there like MyFitnessPal, it's gonna help you be more consistent, help you take some of that math out of it and some of the guessing game out of it so that you can be more consistent and you can reach your goals. So I hope you liked the video. I hope it answered some of your questions. This is just the basics, guys. That's an easy way to do it. So that you can reach your goal. Appreciate you guys for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to like below, subscribe, and I appreciate it.